another stream this morning. This morning I told myself I'd rather be late than the stream will not come off, because last Saturday we were not able to meet. So I told myself this morning, no matter how busy I am, I must make provision for you and then discuss this with you, because this is a pressing issue whenever it comes to breeding chickens. Okay, and then whenever it comes to breeding chickens, it doesn't mean only local chickens. Okay, this is taking into account all kinds of breeds. Okay, so if this is your first time on this particular channel, I'm Isaac, and then I raise local chickens, currently doing some research work, and then I'm in the uni studying a course which will help in the production of chickens and other things whenever it comes to farming. Okay, so if you like to join, subscribe to the channel. And also, the traditional way we do it here is whenever you join the stream, you leave your name wherever you are connecting from in the live chat, or if you stumble upon this particular video after the stream, you also leave your name in the comment section and then where you are connecting from. Okay, so this is my environment. It's a nice environment. Let me share you. It's a nice environment. Have you seen it? Very nice, cool, natural environment. Natural environment. Let's take a walk so that you can see. Yeah, cool, natural environment. So in this particular stream, I would just like to share with you this pressing issue. The number one mistake every chicken breeder must avoid. It's a must. You must avoid it. Okay. Now, you know, I've conducted series of researches whenever it comes to chicken breeding or chicken farming, and then I've also practiced chicken breeding. I breed my own chickens. I have my own unique breeds. So whatever I'm going to share with you in this particular video or this particular stream is very, very important. You have to take it very, very serious. Okay, you have to take it very, very serious. Now, this topic is all about feeding your chickens. Okay, it's all about feeding your chickens. Now, before you can feed your chickens, you must understand the kind of chicken you are raising whenever it comes to the chicken types or the hen category you are raising. Now, whenever it comes to my farm, I have two categories. I have the layers, the hens that are laying, and then I have the breeders. Okay, now these two categories, they are not the same, meaning they will not take the same feed. I have the hens that are layers, that are laying regardless of their breed. I have my own local hens that are layers, and then I have the hens that are breeders. These are two complete categories, and then majority of the time we miss this. Majority of the time we miss this because we don't make provisions for this. So I have encountered series of questions about how to feed breeders. Now, guys, if you don't take into account this feeding pattern into consideration, guys, I'm doing good. How are you too, boss? If you don't take into account the feeding schedule for the breeders, guys, you are just going to be getting a very low hatching rate. 20%, 15%. Bangladesh, I'm from Ghana. You'll be taking 20% laying rate. 20% hatching rate. You have a high laying rate, but whenever it comes to hatching the eggs, you have a very low rate. Now, let me discuss with you what we mean by breeders and then what we mean by layers. Now, layers, they are hens that are just giving you stable eggs or eggs for consumption. Okay, but breeders, they are producing you fertile egg that you use for hatching. You hatch the eggs and then you get new chicks from the eggs. So they are breeders produce fertile eggs, but you have the layers, they give you stable eggs for consumption. Okay, so that is the difference between breeders and then layers. So if you start your chicken farm, you want to be a breeder, you must understand how to feed the birds. Okay, else Whenever you take your eggs to the hatchery, or you are incubating and hatching them yourself, you have a very low hatching rate. And then you think it's either from the incubator or from the temperature, and you just be confused. Now, this has happened in my farm. Okay, I've encountered this problem. That was the reason why I shared a video with you about the breeder feed. But yesterday, this particular situation came up again. One particular fellow, a subscriber of the channel, member of our community, sharing with us how he's getting a very low hatching rate. So at first he was hatching at his end on his own, but he was getting a very low hatching rate. And then he has to send the eggs to a hatchery, the same hatching rate. He will send like 200 or 500 eggs and get like 20 chicks. Have you seen it? And he thought, what will be the problem? And then he met somebody, and then they told him that it was because of the feed. Guys, it's absolute right. It's absolutely correct. Now, what I've encountered is we give feed that are in high protein. The protein content in the feed that we give to layers is very, very high, like 18%, 19%, or 17% to layers. So if you get a commercial feed, the protein content in the commercial feed will be very high. Now that helps the hens or the chickens to lay eggs without roosters. Okay, we must understand that hens naturally they lay eggs without roosters. So if you have a hen that you are giving the hen that commercial feed that contains all the necessary nutrients in their right proportion, they will be laying eggs without roosters consistently. Okay, so this is where we mixed, or this is where we missed the point. You give commercial feed to breeders, but I spoke about this. You don't buy commercial feed, the feed that the layers are taking, you give that same feed to the breeders. One guy asked this particular question: do my roosters also take the feed that the hens are taking? Yes. Why? Because the feed I'm giving to the breeders is not the same feed I'm giving to the layers. So the roosters, they are part of the breeding process. Okay. So roosters will be with the breeders, not the layers. So they also be taking the feed that the breeders are taking. Hi, good morning, all of you. I welcome you. Guys, if you join the stream, make sure to leave your name wherever you are connecting from in the live chat. Okay. I welcome everybody into the stream. So this is a mistake we all fall victims to at the beginning. But guys, whenever it comes to the feed that you give to the breeders, all what you need to understand is you just reduce the protein content in the feed. That is all. Reducing the protein content that allows the chicken or the hen to be mated by the roosters or your cocks, and then they will produce the actual fertile eggs for you. Okay, just reducing the protein content. Okay, so I'll give you two systems I use. Now, whenever I'm using how do I call it, commercial feed, whenever I'm using a commercial feed, I want to turn that commercial feed into a breeder feed, I only reduce the protein content. What do? I just get a whole maize, crush it into a broken maize, a percentage of it. So if I've gotten 50 kg feed, commercial feed, 50 kg bag of a commercial feed, I'll get about 15 kg broken maize. 15 kg broken maize from America. I'm from Ghana. 15 kg of broken maize. 15 kg is like 5 bowls here in Ghana. So I'll make sure that I'll crush or I'll grind the maize. Then I'll use that to mix with the commercial feed. That will reduce the protein content in the feed. It will increase the carbohydrate content, reducing the protein content in the feed. Okay, so whenever it comes to laying, If the protein content is high, the birds will produce eggs for you. You think they are fertile eggs, but they are not fertile eggs. They are just laying on their own. Okay, they will produce eggs for you, and then you see that the egg laying is very, very consistent. But whenever it comes to breeders, you must reduce the protein content in their feed. So that is how I do it. My first way of doing it. So if you are using 25 kg bag of feed, just get 7.5 kg of maize, broken maize, or 8 kg of broken maize, and then you mix it with the 25 kg of your commercial feed, and then you feed it to the breeders, okay, the hens that are producing the fertile eggs for you. But what works best for me is I have my own system of approaching this. I always make sure that I produce or I make my own breeder feed. Okay, the best system that works for me. Because whenever it comes to commercial feed, there are some chemicals also in the commercial feed, which I don't like my breeders to be taking. Okay, because it's one way or the other affects the hatching rate or the fertility of the eggs. So I don't like giving the commercial feed directly or just doing that and give it to the birds. But that is the number one way you have to do it, just reducing the protein content. Now, whenever it comes to creating your own breeder feed, all what you need is just simple protein element, carbohydrate element that will give energy to the birds, then vitamin, minerals, and then calcium element. That's all. Now, this is what I use. I use maize, whole maize. I use soya beans or fish meal, but mostly it's soya beans mixing with fish meal. And then I get garlic, ginger. Then I also get cayenne pepper, salt, and then partly eggshells. But normally I don't use eggshells because of a reason. So these are the elements I use to create my own breeder feed. Okay. Most of the time I add moringa. Most of the time I add moringa to the mixture. Okay. So I'll get, if I'm producing 50 kg of feed, I'll make sure that the carbohydrate content or the energy giving content is around 38%. Okay, 38%. And then the protein content in that particular feed is just around 10 to 12%. That is how I create my breeder feed. So if you are going to create 50 kg bag of feed, then you must make sure that your protein content should be around just 10 kg of, 10 to 12 kg in the 50 kg. The energy given should be around 37, 38. Then the rest should be the vitamins, the minerals, the calcium content. Yeah. Okay. So I know those are healthy birds. That is wonderful. Yeah. So that is how I create my own breeder feed. And then the result I'll get is, even though the breeders will not be producing at a very high laying rate, but the fertility of the eggs is much higher, almost 95%. 95% to even 98%. The fertility of the eggs will be assured. Okay? So that is the same system I will recommend you to use. If you are a breeder, just make your own feed. Or if you have a very large breeding farm, you can make your own feed. You are going in for the commercial feed. Make sure that if you're going for the commercial feed, just make sure that you reduce the protein content. You can use, I don't normally like wheat brand, guys. I don't normally like wheat brand. Okay, I like maize. Just use maize, grind it into a broken maize. If you can get the powdered one, it's okay. You add it to the commercial feed, reduce the protein content before you give it to your breeders. Okay, so this is what I would like to share with you in this particular video. I will entreat you guys that you must follow this system, and then your hatching rate, your fertility rate of the eggs will increase. If you like this time with me, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and then if you have any further question, leave it in the comment box below. And if you are yet to join the Telegram community, The link will be down in the description of this particular video. Use the link to join the Telegram community. If you have any question, you can leave it there. You have people that will answer you. Guys, I love you. I will catch you up in another one, just like this. Bye bye for now. So this is my environment, natural environment. You can hear the, yeah, natural. It's natural. Very nice environment. Have you seen it? Nice, very nice, wonderful, nice environment. Yeah, we have a lot of crows here. The birds are here. The scene is very serene. Yeah, the atmosphere is very serene here. Okay, so guys, I'll catch you up.